Good morning, people. Watch Woman 65. Lisa Boyce here. I got a video to do about, and this is off of Israel News. First of all, I want to say that Dr. Deborah Burke, the doctor that's advising Trump on this virus, her numbers are way off. Now, she's got some mixed information somewhere. I don't know where. It don't really matter. But her numbers are way off. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to get into it, but not now. Oh, watch cats here. Samson. Delilah's laying down. But anyway, I wanted to get into this dramatic political, they call it a dramatic political shakeup. Leaves Netanyahu in power for now. Okay, this came out today. The threat of the fourth election in Israel appears to have been averted after the large opposition party, Blue and White, suddenly broke up on Thursday, with party leader Benny Gantz agreeing to bring his faction, Blue and White, was made up of three parties, into Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition. Gantz said his surprise about face was the result of his conviction that amid the coronavirus crisis, unity is more important than politics. Now, remember I told you, I've been saying this over the past few weeks, this virus is the foundation of everything that's happening right now. This virus is the foundation for the Antichrist, basically. It's bringing everything together. It says here, in return, Netanyahu's Likud and the rest of the right-wing bloc voted Gantz to become the next Speaker of the Knesset. This is why I said in the beginning that this Deborah Burke, who's ironically kissing Trump's butt, I would say it another way, but you get the gist of it. Trump is telling her what to say to the American people. Trump cannot control this thing. This virus is uncontrollable. And he's doing everything he can to appease the people. I'm not bashing the man one way or another, but I'm just telling you right now, this is out of his hands. There's nothing he can do about it. God is in control of everything. This virus is bringing everybody to their knees, especially in that White House and government. Boris Johnson just got tested positive for it. The UK health minister tested positive for it. Prince Charles tested positive. God only knows if the Queen has it. Long live the Queen. So I don't know. But I'm telling you that God is trying to bring people to their knees with this virus. And it's out of the hands. It's out of everybody's hands. It's only in the hands of God. In the Israeli media, called Political Earthquake, this deal between Gantz and Netanyahu was unexpected. This unexpected deal was too much for Gantz's Blue and White partners. And what they've done, they filed to dissolve the alliance and vowed to lead a vicious opposition. They held a press conference later in the day accusing Gantz of crawling into Netanyahu's government and thereby breaking his most important promise to voters. While there is not yet an official coalition agreement, the arrangement that is emerging will see Israel establish a 3-year emergency government in which Netanyahu will serve as prime minister for 1.5 years. And Gantz will assume the premiership during the second half. At the end of September 2021, Netanyahu will, after more than a decade at the post, step down as Israel's. With more than a decade at the post, he will step down as Israel's prime minister and hand over the reins to his bitter rival, Benny Gantz. With blue and white splitting, Gantz brings only 15 seats to Netanyahu's coalition, but will nevertheless be given the top ministerial post of defense, foreign affairs, and justice. While many questions remain, including whether or not such a partnership will endure, the one thing that seems certain for now is that Israeli citizens will not be forced to go to the polls for the fourth time in 18 months. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. Israel's political stalemate has reached a dramatic conclusion that very few saw coming. And the nation can now turn its full focus towards real problems like overcoming this coronavirus and stabilizing Israel's economy amidst a crippling nationwide quarantine. Now, I'm going to leave the article in the description box, but I just want to let you know that we are so close. We are on the cusp of the rapture of the church. We are on the cusp. I just gave you an article yesterday where the former British Prime Minister wants to form a one world government. Things are happening so fast that it's not even funny. I just looked out there and there's a bunch of fog coming in. Things are happening so fast, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you'd have told me that all this was going to happen last year, I would have laughed. But things are happening so fast. This virus is the catalyst for everything, for the foundation for everything. This virus is going to bring the people to his knees. And like I said earlier, they just don't know what to do. Trump is at a loss because he really don't know what to do here. He's at a loss. Therefore, he appeases the people by telling them everything's going to be all right. We're going to try to get people back to work. Good luck with that. This virus hasn't even reached its peak yet. The governor here in Ohio said yesterday, somebody asked him about opening the schools. He said he has not made that determination yet, and due to the fact that this virus hasn't reached its peak here in Ohio, he said it won't reach its peak until late April, early May. And at that time, you still have to watch afterwards. He said he's not sending a child back to school until then, until all that's cleared. So basically, I got the impression that he is not, the kids won't be going back to school this year until next year, if we're still here. I doubt if they go back anyway. I'm just saying. I want to read a verse of scripture that I've read over and over and over again. But it's worth reading again because I like it. And this is out of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. This is verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he is taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked one be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Again, that is 2 Thessalonians, 2nd chapter, 7th verse. With everything that is happening, do you really think we have that much time? For those who want to scoff at the rapture or the pre-trib rapture, do you really think that we have another, 5 years? Let me tell you something. There's so much bloodshed on this nation, it's not even funny. And I think God has had it up to here. He's given us chance on top of chance on top of chance. Now guess what's happening? a virus that is out of the hands of the hierarchy of the government. They can't do anything about it. Trump is out of his element. And like I said again, I'm not bashing the man. I support him, or I used to. But this is totally out of his element, and he's trying desperately to grab a hold of it, and he can't. I'm not knocking, I'm not bashing, I'm not fear-mongering, but in a week or two, this thing is going to explode. I'm just here to tell you what's there. This thing is going to explode. Deborah Burke, Dr. Burks, who's next to him, like Trish said earlier, and I thank her for what she said, the scarf lady. She's coming up with, she's doing what Trump tells her to do, basically is what she's doing. The hospitals are now putting up, out of fear of no equipment to no respirators, they're telling them who to resuscitate and who not to resuscitate. It's gotten to that point. It's actually gotten to that point. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not subject, I'm going to tell you this, we are not subject to the wrath of God, which is coming. But the cup of wrath is full right now. The church is about to be taken away. And once again, that verse of scripture, and I'll read it again. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Only now he who allows will allow until we're out of the way. I'll put it to you like that. Think about it. We're on our way out. The church is on our way out. The church is about to get raptured. Any minute, any hour, any day now. Church is about to go home. I'm not setting a date, but I am giving you a timeline of soon. I'm not going to say, at 9:45, thus saith the Lord. I never say that. But just know that we are on the cusp of leaving this earth. This virus, it's going to spiral so far out of control, it's not even funny. Not only this virus, but the hantavirus that is now emerging. That's a different form of a virus. The hantavirus is now emerging in China. That's killing a few people. The one place in the United States where I can see that virus mutating, San Francisco, in the homeless population. I pray that it's more than 1 billion people that leave the face of the earth all at one time. I pray that it's more than 1 billion people that are raptured. But I doubt it. Because now people's hearts are fainting. People are growing weary of what's happening. And people are starting to lose hope. God sees that. God sees that. And to the unsaved and the unbelieving, well, let's just hope that they come around. I pray that they do. The stock market is tanking again at 1,056 points right now. I hear that there is one congressman from Kentucky that wants to put the brakes on this stimulus package. That's sad. That's really bad. But, like I said, I will be back on later today. I wanted to give you that article about Benny Gantz and Netanyahu and give you my 2 cents about this coronavirus. But I'll be back on later. In the meantime, have a nice day.